one more win.
Pitching and defense will be the key for Nebraska.
The Big 12 Softball Championship.
Next on Fox Sports Net.
Welcome to Oklahoma City at the ASA Don Porter Hall of Fame Stadium for today's Big 12 Softball Championship game. The matchup, the Texas A&M Aggies to take on the Nebraska Cornhuskers. Hi, everyone. I'm Bill Land, along with Ann Schatz. Glad to have you aboard on a glorious day for this softball title game here in OKC. I don't think this is the matchup we expected. Certainly not with the number 4 seed Texas A&M here, and they are unbeaten.
Well, you gotta love the Aggies' ride to this championship game. I'll tell you, they start against Oklahoma State, not a problem. Oklahoma upset them too in Missouri last night. They make it to the championship game without a loss. Now, Nebraska, on the other hand, they've had to do a little bit of a hard way, but I love the fact that they lose to Oklahoma yesterday, but boy, they come right back and beat them today, smack dab in a championship game again.
Yeah, they took care of the regular season champion and 4th nationally ranked Sooners. Now, the matchup individually we're going to keep an eye on today is also very interesting, young and old. A&M, a very young team, led by Selena Collins, an outstanding catcher. On the other side, you got the veteran Nebraska club, led by a superstar at second base, Jennifer Lozama.
You're not kidding, and you know, you got to start with Collins. The young pup comes out and does everything at the plate for the Aggies, and also so solid behind the dish, doing it all in this tournament especially. Now you got Lozama. She goes long ball on you, Bill, and she'll also spray the ball to every single field. Offensively, she is the one that A&M absolutely has to stop if they're going to stop this Husker offense.
Yeah, maybe the best part of this deal, we're going to put microphones on the coaches. They'll hear less of us and more of them.
That's fine with me.
It's got the Fox attitude written all over it, folks. Stay with us. Big 12 championship game for softball. A&M and Nebraska coming right at you.
You know, ideas and inventions come from people in all walks of life. Do you have an idea for a new product or invention? If so, Invention Submission Corporation has information to help you get started. ISC is America's largest inventor service firm. Call now and learn how to submit your idea to companies through ISC's databank and apply for a patent. Even if your idea is just to improve an existing product, call for ISC's free information.
For your free inventor's information, call 1-877-391-IDEA.
Beauty, adventure, drama. All these and more can be yours in the wonderful world of art. And with this free art test from Art Instruction Schools, you can find out if you have the interest and desire needed to become a serious art student. To get your free art test without cost or obligation, call this toll-free number. Don't delay. Call this toll-free number now. Call 1-800-689-9559.
Two sides, one goal. MLS Powers. The title in their sights. An inevitable collision. Kobe Jones of the Galaxy. Jason Price and the Burn. A battle to be the best. The Galaxy face the Burn tonight at 7:30 on Fox Sports Net.
Today's Big 12 Softball Championship is brought to you by Motel 6, the new Motel 6, now renovated nationwide and still the best price of any national chain. And by Southwestern Bell, a member of the SBC Global Network. Welcome back to Oklahoma City at Hall of Fame Stadium. Bill Land and Schatz with you as we get set for A&M and Nebraska. Texas A&M at 32-20, the number 4 seed. And let's take a look at the batting order for the Aggies. Leading things off, first baseman Angie Long, followed by Holly Hayden in left. Collins, the catcher, batting number 3. Then Tiffany Esters in right field. Kelly Ferguson is the DP. Batting number 6 is Lisa Clam. Number 7, Crystal Martin, the shortstop. Jamie Smith at third base, batting 8th. And Angie Shetler is the center fielder, batting number 9. And the pitching matchup, boy, we got a dandy here as Jenny Voss goes to the mound, a 5'9" senior from Ankeny, Iowa. and she has been unbelievably tough down the stretch.
I love the fact that Jenny Voss just comes at you with a variety of pitches, Bill. You know, you got to watch out for her curve, and I know A&M has been scouting her very well, but boy, I'm telling you right now, she'll mix it up, and watch out for that curve.
Here's the defense behind her. Jill Baker, Jennifer Williams, and Kimoji left to right. Third to first, it's Lee Sur, Amanda Buckholz, Jennifer Lozama, Jamie Fuente, and behind the plate is Amber Burgess with Voss on the mound. You see the fielding percentage, the second best in the Big 12, so she gets great support as well. And the head coach for Texas A&M, Jo Evans, in her fourth year, a record of 142-96 as the head coach of the Aggies. And of course, she had spent 7 years at Utah, where she had taken the youths to a couple of College World Series, which, by the way, is here in Oklahoma City. And now taking this club to the NCAAs again. And folks may not realize, it wasn't that long ago that A&M was a softball power.
Absolutely. I mean, we cut our teeth in softball prominence with the likes of Texas A&M with all those championships. And the fact that Jo Evans is bringing them back to respectability in terms of postseason play says a lot for her young tenure there.
So the Aggies lead it off with Angie Long to go against Voss. Long got 4 hits so far in the tournament. And Angie comes in with a .320 season batting average, and it's strike 1 from Voss. Long, the number 4 hitter average-wise on this club. First and third in for the possible bunt, as Long takes ball 1.
Evans really wants her players to be disciplined against the likes of a Voss, not to chase anything, because she's going to move it up and move it down and really work the edges of the dish. So stay disciplined, but aggressive as well. It's kind of a tough blend.
Voss misses here with a breaking ball outside, and we go to 2-1 to the leadoff hitter. Long had been the number 2 hitter, but so consistent they wanted to move her up. Very clutch hitter as well, and done a nice job in the leadoff spot. And there's Voss's numbers, the 27th start of the season for Jenny Voss. Now, she warmed up at least 2 or 3 different times in a game that ended about 45 minutes before this one started.
The marathon.
Yeah, as they beat the University of Oklahoma 3-1. And Leanne Walker pitched a great game, but boy, she fought her way out of jams, and Voss was out there ready in case she was needed in relief. Now in the tournament, she's already 2-1. This is her 3rd start with an ERA at 1.29.
She'll challenge you, Bill. She's going to challenge you every time. She'll get a couple of Ks on you, but she's going to let her defense do a lot of the work. And that's why A&M has to go up there thinking, hack with the bats.
2-2 to Long. Taps it to third. Sur's throw. No problem. 1 down. Sur to Fuente at first. And Angie Long is retired for the opening out of the ball game. Voss gets her. Next up, Holly Hayden, the left fielder for Texas A&M. Hayden, junior from Spring, Texas, in the Houston area, comes to the plate. 219 on the year, but 1 of 9 and a couple of walks here in the Big 12 tournament. What A&M has done a great job. They're not going to knock your socks off with stats here today. They have made the most of their opportunities. They put pressure on teams. Mistakes have been made by people you wouldn't expect it, as in Oklahoma. They had a 7-run inning to come back and beat them the other night. And then they get the clutch hit when they need it. Absolutely.
That's the kind of team that scares you the most, because you can't quite figure out if they're going to dump a big inning on you or if they're going to manufacture and kind of nickel and dime you. That's what scares you, because this is a team that's very fundamentally sound, and Jo Evans makes sure of that, but they've got a couple of big boppers that'll surprise you once in a while. Nebraska has them scouted perfectly. Let's just see who comes up and steps up the most.
1-1 coming up to Hayden with 1 out, top of 1 in the Big 12 title game. Shows bunt, brings it back. And we go to 2-1.
Boy, if you're the Aggies, if you're the Aggies, you really want Hayden to get on base. You know, she runs the 40 so darn fast, under 5 seconds. I mean, she really flies, and if she gets on the base paths, Bill, she is really a piece of work to watch.
Here comes the 2-1 with 1 out. Slaps it down the line, and that is just foul. Good look at Jo Evans, and the helmet is an unusual thing. And folks, there is quite a story that would take the length of this telecast.
It would.
But Jo Evans was hit by a line drive coaching 3 years ago, and I'm fortunate to be alive. Had vertigo, went through all kinds of problems, and said it actually took her almost 2 years to feel normal, and still has about a 20% loss of hearing in her right ear. and was told very simply, if you ever want to coach again on the bases, you wear the helmet. You cannot handle another blow.
And obviously she is the only, and I guarantee the only coach in the third base box with the helmet on. She says she gets the hecklers and she gets the chiders, but I wouldn't step foot if I'm her out anywhere near a softball field without one on.
Really admire the courage and the fight that she has taken to come back from that. Is really a scary situation back in March of '97 at a game down in Houston. She looks in now at 3-2 to a number 2 hitter, Holly Hayden. 3-2 count with 1 out. Long was retired on a ground ball.
Voss could come at her with that change-up curve. She loves to do that with 2 strikes. Let's see if she does it. A little bit off speed there, but not enough to nibble on that inside corner.
Ball 4.
Okay, now let's release the rabbits early, pal. I say Holly's got to be going quick. You know, she's not getting on base a whole lot in this tournament. Once she does, though, it changes the complexion of the A&M lineup. She's got 1 steal. She scored a couple of runs in tournament play, but she becomes a very dangerous player with only 1 out. You can play with pitches a little bit. Now, if you're Collins, because, boy, look who's coming with the stick.
Collins can handle the bat. You see 356, 4 of 8 in the tournament, and got some pop with 6 home runs in the dirt. And to talk about Hayden, she's 13 of 15 in stolen bases on the year, 2nd on the club behind Lisa Clam. Here's Collins at the plate as Voss, a quick meeting with pitching coach Lori Seipel, who knows a little bit about the game.
Yeah, I'll tell you, she is one of the greatest pitchers to ever play at the University of Nebraska, one of the greatest players to ever come out of the Canadian national team squad. She is an Olympic veteran. She's an All-American. She was awesome for the Huskers. Pitched with head coach Rhonda Revelle back in the 80s, and that's a heck of a combo mate situation on the mound for Nebraska. They know their stuff.
A quick tip to Voss, and the 1-0 with 1 out to Collins. You saw a good look of Rhonda Revelle there looking on, and it's the right call. That's 1-1. Collins, according to Coach Evans, I don't know if it's a surprise, but the consistency is not something that she expected. She said, I knew she had all kinds of talent, but to go in and do it and avoid the valleys and the peaks has really been something.
Boy, that's good discipline right there, laying off the high stuff, because Voss is going to try to get the kid to chase a little bit. She's going to hope that the nerves are settling in this Big 12 championship game. Now watch her lay off this high stuff. She knows it's up top, and just at the last second she lays off. That's awfully good for a young kid to be able to do that.
2-1 to Collins with Hayden aboard. Slash foul. Collins out of Glendale, Arizona.
Basically, when Nebraska scouts a player like Collins, they know she doesn't want anything really high and tight and in on her hands. Collins wants to extend, Bill, and she really wants to get her arms and her hips exploding into the pitch. So pitch her high and tight, fist her a little bit. Just like that, exactly like that. Nice piece of pitching right there by Voss. Reading that catcher just perfectly. She was set up on the inside of the plate. That's where she delivered it. Nothing but a little meager foul ball.
So we'll go 2-2 again with a 1 down, 1 on situation. And on deck is Tiffany Easters, the right fielder, as Voss working here in the title game in the opening frame.
There it was again, Bill, right on her hands, and she just couldn't handle it.
2nd out, first strikeout of the day for Voss. And that'll bring up Easters. We take one more look at.
Actually, see, that's kind of inside. She was trying to extend and get her arms out there. Didn't read the pitch very well. And if you jam her high and tight, she's going to chase that ball. Good job of pitching by the veteran against the young one.
In the Big 12 season, Nebraska swept Texas A&M in a doubleheader. 2-0, 2-0 in both games. That was back on April the 22nd. They also played earlier this season in a non-conference battle. And A&M won that one 1-0 back in March. 1-0 the count here to Easters.
In other words, these teams know each other like the backs of their hands. I mean, they scout each other well, they play each other, they prepare to be set up in a situation like this, Bill. So now it really does become mano-a-mano, if you will, and who's going to come out on top on the mound or at the plate.
Esther swings and misses. Stolen base given, though, for Hayden. So now with 2 down, Hayden is in scoring position.
Great jump right there, and in a way, Nebraska's going to give that a little bit. She got such a great jump, it wasn't even close, and that's when you bring Hayden's speed into play. Didn't want to steal when Collins was up to take the bat out of her hands, but more than likely, and more than happy, I should say, to do it when Tiffany's up at the plate.
Esters with a 1-1, 2-out pitch on the way from Voss, just missing. Oh, got her. Right, beg your pardon, a delayed call.
Well, yeah, I don't blame you, pal. That was a delayed call. That looked painting the outside of the plate, huh?
Put it in play, Tiff. Hey, on the swing, Holly.
Joe Evans struck into Hayden at second and to Esters at the plate. Slow roller, top handle, no play available for Sir after the bobble. And the runner advances to third. And that's an error on Sir, and runners at first and third. Now, Oklahoma had all kinds of situations like this.
That's right.
The earlier game didn't take advantage of it. Let's see what happens now for A&M.
Nebraska pretty fundamentally sound in that last game against Oklahoma. The Sooners just not able to get a big hit. But this kind of error, if it opens the door for early runs for A&M, a team that really wants to be opportunistic, Bill, it puts a whole different complexion on this game and the mindset of the Huskers.
This is where the Aggies have made their mark in this tournament and winning their first 3 games. Kelly Ferguson, the DP, at .315 on the year. Ball 1 to Ferguson.
Now, Ferguson is going to strike out on occasion. In other words, she's very aggressive at the plate, and that's what Coach Evans wants. But she also has the capabilities, Bill, of hitting the long ball and finding the gaps, and that's what makes her kind of an interesting hitter. You don't know what you're going to get, but she's going to be hacking.
Got the corner that time as Voss evens up at 1-1. A&M, the number 4 seed, after going 8-10 in Big 12 play, and tying with Oklahoma State. They've come alive here in the tournament. And here's a called strike, 1 and 2 now with 2 down.
Well, I'll tell you what, Voss is just owning the outside black part of that plate. I mean, they're just setting her up perfectly on the outside, and A&M hasn't been able to adjust yet. But boy, I'll tell you, she's challenging them way on the outside, and they can't even extend to get that pitch.
Ferguson brings it foul. Umpires today, see down there at third is Phil Grom. It's going to be fun today as this one goes along to listen into the coaches with both of them being mic'd. Here's Rhonda Ravel for Nebraska in her 8th year, looking for win number 288. A little low this time.
Coach Evans talks about the great eye of Kelly Ferguson, said she's got one of the best eyes on the team, and you really saw it on that pitch. That was tough to lay off on with 2 strikes, Bill.
There's a runner at third. Hayden ready to go. Over at first is Esters. The topper, Sir, makes this one, and Nebraska gets out of the jam. A&M gets a couple aboard, but nothing happening for the Aggies scoreboard-wise. We played a half inning. Nebraska coming up.
You've been waiting a long time for your kids to be ready for their first Honda. And we've got a great Honda all ready for them. The all-new XR50R. Or take your pick from our great selection of XRs. The nice part is now with the Honda card, your new XR comes with no down payment and low monthly payments. So don't wait to start the ride. See your Honda dealer today.
Great House Motorsports, the greatest motorsports dealer in the Brazos Valley. 903 South Main in Bryant.
Hockey and hoops hysteria. NHL and NBA playoff coverage tonight.
Welcome back. A&M scoreless in the top half. Here's how the Nebraska order will stack up in the bottom of the first 12 title game. Leading things off is Kim Oji, the right fielder, followed by Ginger Taylor. Jennifer Lazama bats third. Cleanup belongs to first baseman Jamie Fuente, then catcher Amber Burgess. Jennifer Williams bats in the 6th slot, followed by Lee Sir, the 3rd baseman, Jill Baker, the number 8 hitter, batting number 9, the shortstop, Amanda Buckholz. And on the mound to go against this Nebraska club, another veteran, junior Amy Vining, who has appeared in all 3 of the previous games, and Vining is the gal today. Let's take a look at behind her defensively. As from left to right, you'll see Hayden, Shetler, and Esters. From 3rd to 1st, it is Jamie Smith, Crystal Martin, Clam, and long. Behind the plate is Selena Collins with Vining on the mound. And there's Rhonda Ravel for Nebraska trying to loosen that arm up and hoping she's got plenty of action, huh, Ann?
She wants to wind and wind and wind with everybody coming around 3rd. You're absolutely right.
Of course, this Nebraska club in '98 went unbeaten in the Big 12, winning the regular season at 16-0 and then swept its way through the tournament. Last year, a 4th place finish in the Big 12, and this year they finished 2nd, but they took care of the league champ Oklahoma as they split with them and winning the key one right before this game to get into the title contest. 1-0, and the 2nd pitch called strike to OG, the right fielder.
Vining, like you said, a veteran. She's not going to strike out a lot of players either, Bill. She likes to let her defense go ahead and help her out, and I think the defense stays sharper because of that.
Tough chance. Oh, nice stop by Clam just to get a glove on it, but that'll be a base hit to open things up here for the Huskers.
Right in her wheelhouse, and that was just taking the ball exactly where it was pitched, Bill, and not trying to pull it, but just hit it into a gap. Clam made a great effort. She is such a super athlete. This is the kid who used to do backflips all the time when she was in high school. She'd do that Ozzie Smith thing and do the backflips on the field. She thought that'd be hot dogging a little bit too much in college, but that's the kind of athlete she is to even get a glove on the ball. But she drove that ball way too well, did Kim OG.
As Clam straightens up out of the mound, a quick visit for Amy Vining with Selena Collins. You see Collins is smiling and laughing, and this team has been fairly loose, I think, for a ball club that came in as the number 4 seed and that looked at it as we have nothing to lose, and now they find them a game away from a title.
Well, you gotta love what they've done. If there was any doubt about their postseason chances, there are no doubts anymore. They are going to the postseason, whether automatically or with an at-large bid.
They were down to Missouri 5-1 and came back to win 6-5.
Unbelievable. And, you know, frankly, I thought that game was over. A&M was playing sloppily. They were throwing the ball around. They had no heart or focus. And then, boom, they light switched it, turned it around, and swiped that darn thing.
Clam, the play at first to get the out. Runners moved aboard as Taylor is out 4-3. There's one down. Brings up Jennifer Lozama.
Oh, boy. Who else would you want up here, huh? With a runner in a scoring position, you've got a gal, Bill, that has found the fences plenty of times this year. But as far as just getting clutch base hits and using the alleys and the gaps, there's nobody better on this club.
Here's Lozama's numbers. You see the tournament she's having below the season, and she missed some of the key Big 12 part of the season with a partially torn hamstring. We had a game up in Nebraska at the end of March that she was on crutches and looked like she would be around for 3 or 4 weeks, but she's a quick heel, got a huge heart, and a huge bat to go right along with it.
Boy, and if I'm A&M, I do not give her a darn thing to hit. Not with first base open. I just nibble at the corners, hope she chases something, hope she's dipping in there, but boy, I'll tell you, I keep it out of her wheelhouse if I can.
1-0 to Lozama. Runner in scoring position at second. The leadoff hitter, OG, who got a single. 2-0 as Vining already in a bind. See her mark on the year at 18-12. She was the Big 12 Player of the Week the final week of the regular season. 4-hitter against Texas Tech. An extra inning affair.
Definitely the team's workhorse.
Got the corner again. 2-1 now.
You got to be thinking that Lozama's getting a green light with anything that is in a place where she can extend and drive the ball, Bill. But I think she's disciplined enough to lay off anything to keep this rally going.
The 2-1 to Lozama. Pops it high, but foul and out of play.
Okay, we're even up if you're Vining. Now do you take the mindset and get a little, I'm not even going to say cocky, but say to yourself, well, what the heck? I'll go against her, she'll go against me. I'm going to bring it. Or do you keep the ball away from her and still try to bite at that corner? I think she's nuts if she comes in down the heart. If she challenges her, Lozama's going to make her pay.
2-2-1 out. Let's see what Vining out of Deer Park, Texas comes up with.
Oh.
A foul.
Lozama's not happy with herself. She knew that was the pitch she was looking for. That was just where she wanted it to drive it, and just got under it a little bit.
Ron Ravel looks on at her star player, Jennifer Lozama, and boy, this Nebraska team got off to a 13-14 start before they turned it on, and 48-19 right now. And this was without Cindy Rothmeyer, one of their standouts.
There it is.
There's the shot to right center, and Nebraska takes a 1-0 lead. Coming home is OG Easy, stand-up double Lozama.
Now, Vining tried to take something off that pitch, and she went with the junk, a little bit of a change, and Lozama was waiting for it. And did you see, Bill, she didn't, again, she just goes to the gap. What she does is takes the ball in her alley and drives it where she knows nobody's going to be playing. The Willie Keeler hit him where they ain't theory. Look at that. So confident up there, so very confident. And she is, besides Carey, easily the most dangerous hitter in this tournament.
Yeah, Lisa Carey for Oklahoma, 4 home runs and 5 at-bats at one point.
Unbelievable.
But she was silenced by Nebraska today, and it's Nebraska with the early lead here in this title contest. 1-0 Huskers, and Fuente, the cleanup hitter, who had not hit a lot of home runs in her career until this year, and now she has really become a force power-wise. As a freshman, she hit 5, 98, she had just 1.
Think about that.
And she has really turned it on. A dot to left and a nice grab by Hayden. Lozama has to go back.
Well, she ripped that one, huh?
Yeah, Fuente, 13 homers on the year. That one hit hard and low. A nice play by Hayden.
Now, the good news is that she hit this ball right on the screws. It's an out. Okay, Nebraska's, they'd sure love to have a hit there. But the fact that Fuente's been struggling so much at the plate in this tournament, Bill, and the fact that she was able to hit that one so squarely, that's a confidence booster regardless of the out.
Yeah, just 1 for 9 coming in here, so she may feel she's back on track.
Maybe so.
Burgess. And Amber takes a strike. Amber 3 for 11 in the tournament.
You gotta believe Amber!
0-1, 2 out. Huskers lead 1-0 in the first. She times it. Hayden plays it perfectly, though, and that takes care of Nebraska. The Huskers get an RBI double from Lozama, lead at 1-0 after 1.
Life is challenging.
I am strong. Win
or lose.
Everyone play. We're ready.
We're ready. Yeah, we're ready.
Hello, honey. Yeah, you wrote down chips, and there's a lot of them. Okay, I don't see 2%, but I see there's red. Do you want crunchy or smooth? Ultra dry or super dry, or, well, she just took the last one.
The simple truth is, you need all the airtime you can get. That's why Southwestern Bell has flexible plans that let you talk longer than ever.
Paper or plastic?
Honey, last one I swear. I'm just... She hung up.
It's the fastest growing sport in the country. A sport defined by performance, determination, and teamwork. The pros know when conditions lean to the extreme, you gotta go with the performer. And the 66 team is driven to perform. To protect your engine start to finish, drive with Phillips 66 Trop Arctic Premium Quality Motor Oil.
Proof again that Phillips 66 is the performance company.
Lozama's RBI double puts Nebraska with a 1 on the board as we move to the second. An investigative report going deep asks, has hazing crossed a dangerous line on campus in college athletics? You'll find out. Check it out, Going Deep, tomorrow at 7 p.m. on Fox Sports Net. Hosted by Chris Myers, Bill Land, and Shots with you here in Oklahoma City at the ASA Porter Hall of Fame Stadium. Some of the crowd has gone home today. They had a big crowd, of course, for the Oklahoma game earlier. Nebraska rained on their parade, even without a cloud in the sky. But boy, the Oklahoma City area has always supported the tournament well. And with the College World Series for the women coming up in 2 weeks, there's a history and a tradition here that the fans come out year after year.
You can't miss. You come out even if you're not affiliated with whatever school is in the championship. You can't miss. It's a great stadium, and the environment, unbelievable.
Rhonda Ravel talking word of advice for her pitcher Voss, and defensively, as the Aggies will have the number 6, 7, and 8 hitters here in the second inning. Lisa Clam, Crystal Martin, and Jamie Smith. Here is Clam, 266, just 1 of 9 in the tournament. You see the 4 Ks. First pitch, topper to second. Azama takes care of that. 1 down, and that'll bring up Crystal Martin, the shortstop. Martin, a freshman from Arlington, Texas. So Lozama gets the RBI to start him off, and then the first ball hit to her here in the second as Voss works on Crystal Martin.
Martin's only been starting at shortstop for, gosh, a little over a month. She's got such a great glove that it just made perfect sense for Joe Evans to move her into the shortstop position. Takes on a lot of responsibility and heat when you take on that shortstop spot, but she's just been playing so darn well they can't get her out of the lineup.
Martin takes this one, 1-1.
Pitch here, Crystal.
Those 2 big hits last night were such confidence boosters for Martin. She really needed to do that in this tournament to get going.
Martin, a soft pop. Just foul, given chase. Lozama and Fuente. Lozama couldn't come up with it.
Showing no ill effects of that bad hammy, though.
No.
Lozama she had a good jump on that ball and read it just perfectly. Actually had a much better angle to try to get this one on time. Just about there, give her another 1.5 feet.
1-2 with 1 out as Lozama and the Husker defense resets. Martin, 2 of 4 against Nebraska in the regular season meetings. Steps in here with a 1-2 count. 2-2. Smith is on deck. If anything happens, Angie Shetler will get a chance. Rhonda Ravel charting the pitches, also giving the signs to Burgess.
Right. And then in turn, those middle infielders putting those signs behind their backs and letting the outfielders know exactly what pitch is coming, where to shade, where to cheat a little bit.
And if you've not watched a lot of college softball, the one thing you will notice if you're just a baseball fan is the game moves so much quicker and everything happens so quickly. And the strategy is different than there is in baseball. And there's just so many things that make this game special in its own right. 2-2, fouled off. Do it again with 1 down here in the second.
Defensively, Nebraska is really playing Martin to go to the right side of the plate and go to the right side of the field. They've got their left fielder, Nebraska does, shaded way over. They're expecting her not to pull the ball and just to go opposite field on this one.
Saw Joe Evans in the third base coaching box, the coach of A&M. 2-2 pitch. And we'll go to the full count.
Now, if you're Voss, if you're Voss, you don't want to get too cute with this pitch. You don't want to put this gal on. She threw an awful lot of pitches that first inning. You want to go ahead and just keep ringing them up. Don't get too cute with the walk.
To the shortstop. Buckholz makes the play. 2 down. If you're a Big 12 fan, that name ought to be familiar.
Sure
Amanda
should.
Buckholz, a fine player for Paul Sanford's Nebraska basketball team, and in fact flew right out to California and played in a baseball or softball tournament as soon as basketball was over. So it took her a while to settle in, but she has.
And she's just had a banner tournament. I mean, when you look, she's hitting .333 in this tournament and been rock solid at shortstop.
2 down, nobody on for Jamie Smith, the third baseman. Smith holds up on ball 1.
Big hero last night. Boy, she just came up with that big triple.
Yeah, helped seal it against Missouri in the come-from-behind win for A&M, and then they watched earlier today as Nebraska, after losing to Oklahoma last night, came back to beat the Sooners. The third serve, put the top on it this time, and there's a 3-up, 3-down inning, and Voss is now retired 4 in a row. We played 1.5. Huskers lead it 1-0.
You know, ideas and inventions come from people in all walks of life. Do you have an idea for a new product or invention? If so, Invention Submission Corporation has information to help you get started. ISC is America's largest inventor service firm. Call now and learn how to submit your idea to companies through ISC's data bank and apply for a patent. Even if your idea is just to improve an existing product, call for ISC's free information.
For your free inventor's information, call 1-877-391-IDEA.
Here's a way to help your business with no risk at all. Just call for your free trial version of QuickBooks Pro, America's #1 best-selling small business accounting software, from the makers of Quicken, so you know it's easy to use. Want to write a check? You just start typing, and QuickBooks Pro fills in the rest. It shows you how much money you're owed and who owes it. It even prints invoices with your company logo. Call for your free QuickBooks Pro trial version now. There's no bill, no hassle, there's no risk. You can't do better than that.
The simple truth is, there's just no substitute for the real thing. Like the real Southwestern Bell Yellow Pages, the one with the yellow cover and the most complete information.
Brad. Big 12 softball championship game in Oklahoma City. Nebraska with a 1-0 lead as the Cornhuskers come up in the bottom of the second to go against Amy Vining for Texas A&M. And it's Jennifer Williams to lead it off. Williams takes strike one. She's the #6 hitter for the Cornhuskers. Center fielder Williams hitting .234 on the year. Does have some power, though, for a 6-hitter at 5 home runs and 3 of 11 in the tournament. Pops that one to left, but there is Hayden again. She's had a busy afternoon already.
And I'll tell you, again, we go back to the fact that these teams have scouted each other so well. Hayden has had every one of those line drives perfectly played out and left.
Third put out for Holly as Lee Sir steps in against Vining now. Sir, the third baseman for the Huskers. One down, top of 2. Strike one.
Sir has been struggling so badly at the plate in this tournament. She's hitting 100. 1 hit, 10 at bats, and right now what she's trying to do is, she's hitting even less than that. She's hitting 083. What she's trying to do, Bill, is just get a ball out of the infield, or just at least put it in play, give her wheels some chance to work.
Joe Evans with the encouragement to Amy Vining. Sir holds up on this one. Ball 2, 2-1.
You're talking about a hitter in Sir who is batting over 300 in Big 12 play. She knows how to get it done at the plate, and she's struggling so badly right now. Her confidence is just shot, so just putting the bat on the ball is going to give her a little bit of oomph.
Takes one here. Now, Sir had a 7-game hitting streak toward the end of the season, including a 3-for-3 game against Kansas as recently as May 5th. Boy, it can go quickly and it can come back in a hurry, can it? Right up the middle.
Wow, there you go, kiddo.
Not a bullet, but she'll take it.
Absolutely.
So with 1 out, a single by Sir, and that brings up Jill Baker. Baker, the left fielder.
Yeah, I know. Here you go.
Boy, and again, that's the Lee Sir, that's the reason why Nebraska has that kid in the lineup, is that's the kind of bat she's been displaying all season long until this tournament. Putting the ball up the middle, putting it where the defense can't play her.
Baker taking ball 1. Baker from North Platte, Nebraska, 0 for 3 in the first game today. 162 on the year.
Playing her to put something down because she is awfully quick.
Runner going, stolen base. So the scoring position now for Sir.
Collins double clutched on that throw down. Watch this. She comes up with it cleanly enough. Up, and there. Way too late at that point. Didn't even need to throw it down, but double clutching like that will get you every time, Bill.
Sir 11 of 11 in stolen bases, and Nebraska, just a very aggressive team. They've stolen 97 bases now. Their opponent's only 33. And one of the things I really like about Coach Revelle, she forces the action. They had a little success early against Oklahoma today. Didn't stop her from taking more chances. It just increased it. And anytime you hesitate against Nebraska, they're going to take advantage of it.
And if you don't think that doesn't get into your heads, boy, I'll tell you what, that is something that plays with your psyche. It makes you start thinking a little bit too much instead of reacting, and that's exactly what Revelle wants to do.
You say yes. You say yes. You put bat on ball. You put bat on ball, big girl.
See how simple it is?
Very
Put the bat on the ball, Bill. See the ball, be the ball.
Yeah, we could have told that from here. Now, put that stick in your hand and go down there.
There you go.
Pace that
Better
fastball
you than me, pal. Yeah.
43 feet away and say, sure, coach. See what Baker does with it, with a 2-2.
That's trouble.
It is a little looper, and it's going to drop. A runner will have to hold at second base, but a base hit for Jill Baker.
Now, you just have to tip your hat to Revelle on that one. She had the runner holding up the whole way there. She was pretty sure, Revelle was, that ball was going to drop. But there may have, if it wasn't, she was going to be dead. Either that or trying to get that runner to third was not going to be a good idea. Keep your runners, stay put. Don't run yourself out of an inning like Oklahoma did the previous game, Bill.
And at this situation, you've got one out, runners at first and second.
Exactly.
You got Buckholz up, your number 9 hitter, but as you mentioned, she's had a good tournament. And then you get back to the top of the order in Aggies. So anything but you don't get a double play here, you get back to the top of your order.
Right. Keep the speed on the bases, too. Keep the heat on. Be smart. Break this thing open early if you can.
Buckholz 1 for 2 in the victory over the Sooners this afternoon. Takes a pitch. Ball 1.
One thing that Nebraska is not short on is confidence, and that starts from Revelle and her staff on down. Over and over, they tell their kids, we trust you, we have confidence in you, you will deliver. And after a while, Bill, you start believing it yourself, despite maybe a bad game or two.
Buckholz holds back on the bunt, the throw down.
What a great throw.
Got her. Great cover by the shortstop, Martin, as they had the play on. Smith had to come in to cover the bunt. Martin came over from short to cover, and the runner, Sir, is thrown out. Baker does advance.
Double steal backfires a little bit. A nice jump, but now you're going to not see the throw until right there. But look, it's right where it needs to be, at the bag. And what a great job by the shortstop, as you mentioned, to get to the bag first for the collision. Boom, out of there.
And Collins, you talk about a little pressure on the freshman back there, knowing Nebraska likes to push it a little bit, and she comes up with a huge play. 1-1, 2 out.
See, the great thing about Collins on that play, Bill, is the fact that she threw at the bag. She knew to throw exactly at the target and not at the player, and that's why A&M was able to put the tag down. She threw at the bag exactly what she was supposed to do.
1-2 to Buckholz with 2 out. Baker at second. Upstairs, we're even at 2-2. Bottom of the second. Nebraska got 1 in the first on an RBI double from Jennifer Lasama. A&M left 2 stranded in the first and then went in order against Jenny Voss in the second. 2-2, just missing inside, and boy, Buckholz was frozen.
I'll say, if you're Buckholz, you're thinking,
say ball.
Boy, yeah, please say ball. And somebody come and take my hands away from that position because they are frozen. Wow, that was a great pitch, though.
3-2. See what Vining comes up with here. Pops it up. Long. Makes the play. That ends the inning. Leaning into the dugout. You know she got a little help over there on the A&M side, though. All right, 1-0 after 2. Nebraska.
Sugar Ray Leonard, Mike Tyson, Oscar De La Hoya. Legends are born here. Golden Gloves. The Tournament of Champions. Tomorrow at 8 on Fox Sports Net.
As a former Fox Sports Net announcer takes a little break out there, that's what it is like, folks. What a gorgeous day here, and what a nice scene in Oklahoma City at the Don Porter Hall of Fame Stadium. Bill Land and Ann Schatz with you on Fox Sports Net. Big 12 softball title game. We're in the top of the third now as Shetler and then Long and Hayden do up for the Aggies. 9-1-2 for Coach Joe Evans, who sets up in that third base box.
Voss pitching awfully well on the hill for Nebraska. Hasn't given up a hit yet. Kind of reminiscent of what she did back to these guys earlier this spring with that one hit shutout. So she's awfully tough as the innings get long and deep.
Strike one to the leadoff hitter, Angie Shetler. Shetler, number 9 in the lineup today. Angie steps back in. Shetler, a junior from Friendswood, Texas. A little low, we're even at 1-1.
Again, the A&M hitters trying to be very, very disciplined at the plate against a pitcher like Voss, who's got such great location inside and out, but be aggressive as well. And that's tough to sell to your kids sometimes, Bill. Be aggressive, yes, but be disciplined enough to stay off the bad stuff. And we'll see if they can get to Voss at some point. See how she moves that around like that? Beautiful job.
Voss just came into the tournament on an incredible streak, too, as she had not allowed a earned run to score for 42 straight innings, and continued with that in the tournament before getting tagged with the loss last night against Oklahoma. But she's pitching with great confidence, and it's pretty evident. Handle to the shortstop. Throw off the bag, and the runner's safe. So Shetler was aboard as Buckholz's throw brought Fuente off the base.
Fuente tried to make that nice little sweep. She read that the ball was going to be away from the bag. She'd have to drag her foot off. Kind of a no-brainer, but a little bit of a dribbler, and Buckholz was thinking, I got to pull the trigger fast. Does so, releases a little sloppy, and ooh, Fuente just misses her, but that is the right call. The ump was right there. This is going to be a great angle right here, Bill. Here comes Buckholz right into your living room, and she's going to draw Fuente off right there. Just misses her. Nice, nice hustle. Down the line in a hurry with Shetler. Nice hustle.
Nebraska's second error of the day. Sir had the other one. So the Aggies, the leadoff hitter aboard. And here's Angie Long with an 0-1 count. Looking down for the signs from Coach Evans. Long grounded to Sir. Sir charging along with Fuente. I think that doesn't take some guts to come powering in there. You are bunting, aren't you?
Please be bunting.
Yeah.
Hey, you go, kid. Ready, go. Ready, Bossy, be ready.
Angie Long with a 1-1 count. Nebraska with a 1-0 lead. Ball 2.
That's tight.
You're feeling pressure as a batter, too, and you know those corners are just right on top of you, and they're asking you to play down a perfect bunt.
Steve Voss with 1 strikeout, 1 walk so far today, but has not given up a hit. Foul ball. Long will come back with a 2-2.
Coach Ravel was trying to get a little break from the umpire on that one, saying, hey, to hit her out of the box off after it hit her initially off the bat. She's saying, hey, it hit her in the box. Nope, right call by the ump. She was still in the box, and that was okay.
Two, no outs. Aggies a runner aboard. Buckholz flips to second in time as Lozama was there, and Shetler is retired for the first out of the inning. Give Long a fielder's choice as she's safe at first. That sets it up for Holly Hayden.
Working ahead here, boss. Working ahead.
Voss waits the matchup. This is actually the 5th Big 12 softball tournament. The league 4 years old, but softball got a jump on the other sports. It started back in '96 when OU and OSU shared the regular season title. This one bunted foul, and Oklahoma won the tournament. Nebraska won the tournament in '98 when they went unbeaten to the regular season and the tournament. Last year, it was Texas defeating Nebraska 4-2 in the title game.
Nebraska makes it to the finals quite a few times, and they're no stranger to this kind of environment. '98 to win the whole darn thing and go on to the CWS. That's the last time they've been to the World Series. They know this could be another ticket to come right back to this stadium.
4th time in the finals in the 5 years of the event.
It's pretty good.
You know what it's all about. Peak at the right time. Ron Ravel's club had won 15 in a row until the loss to Oklahoma last night.
Won some ridiculous number, like 32 of the last 35 regular season games. I mean, just crazy. You talked about their power surge. They've been unbelievable.
Nebraska gotten it going at the right time. They lead 1-0 here. Aggies trying to see if they can't take advantage of a Nebraska error. The Shetler reached on the air by Buckholz. Long the fielder's choice. Buckholz retired, and now Hayden with a 1-2 and 1 out. Here's Voss pitch. High for 2-2.
Even if you have Hayden defensed well, if she puts the ball in play, she's so dangerous because, of course, she's going from the left side of the plate, and because of that speed, it puts so much pressure on the corners and on the defense entirely.
To the third baseman, foul as Sir guarding that line. 2-2 again. On deck is Selena Collins.
Hey, that's the way home. Stay inside of here.
The Aggies' longest winning streak this year was 6 on a couple of occasions, and they had a 7-game streak that stretched in February. Stay right tree. Called third strike, and Hayden is down for the 2nd out.
Boy, that was really tough for Hayden to turn on that one. She was already kind of running down the first base line, and watch, she gets jammed right there. There's no way in the world she was going to turn on that and hit that thing. And that's Voss again, working that plate inside and out. On that occasion, she goes inside, and that was that.
Here's Selena Collins, who struck out in the 1st inning. A&M had 2 aboard and left them in the 1st. But they haven't gotten a base hit off of Voss yet. Oh, 1 to Collins. See what the freshman from Arizona's done in the tournament. Been tough in the clutch. And the big one against Oklahoma. Tops this one to Sir. She makes the play. So the air once again doesn't hurt Nebraska. Aggies don't take advantage of it. We played 2.5. Aggies down 1-0.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
The King brothers, separated at birth. George King went to a family that subscribed to fishing magazines. James's family subscribed to the Wall Street Journal. 28 years later, George lives with his parents, while his brother James started a B2B web company and went public with a record first-day pop. Food for thought, especially since you can get 13 weeks of the Wall Street Journal for just 57 cents a day. That's 25% off the regular rate. Call 800-228-2400. That's 800-228-2400 for the Wall Street Journal.
Beauty, adventure, drama. All these and more can be yours in the wonderful world of art. And with this free art test from Art Instruction Schools, you can find out if you have the interest and desire needed to become a serious art student. To get your free art test without cost or obligation, call this toll-free number. Don't delay. Call this toll-free number now. Call 1-800-689-9559.
Welcome back. Fox Sports Net coverage of Big 12 softball. Nebraska 1-0 lead over Texas A&M. We move to the bottom of the third. Well, if you're looking to put your sports knowledge to the test, we got the place for you. Tune in to Sports Geniuses. There's a whole bunch of them. The new nightly game show that'll challenge the most knowledgeable of sports fans. It's weeknights at 6 and 11 p.m. on Fox Sports Net. Matt Vasgersian and the crew bring it home for you right here at ASA Don Porter Hall of Fame Stadium. Bill Land and Shots with you on Fox Sports Net. And Nebraska trying to get it going here in the third. Top of the order, Kim Oji. She singled up the middle off the glove of Clam, the second baseman, to lead off the first inning for Nebraska, and later came around on a double by Lizama. The 1-0. Got the corner and 1-1 on Kim Oji.
Oji's the perfect kind of leadoff hitter for Nebraska. She gets on base a lot. She scores a lot of runs. She's also able to manufacture hits, put together some walks, anything to get on base, lead off an inning, keep a rally going. That's Kim Oji.
Oji drives this one to right field and going back. Top of the ball. That's a fair ball and safe. She'll go all the way to third.
Wow.
I think the right fielder Esters lost that ball in the sun.
She sure did.
And plus when you're backpedaling, she never felt comfortable, and that one escapes her.
Good little pop right here from Oji, and that surprised everybody. She kind of dipped down and golfed it a little bit, but now watch, there's Esters, never had it, and oh, you're right, she was uncomfortable backpedaling, battling the sun at the same time, double trouble, never really had a chance.
So Oji aboard on a 3-base error.
Wow.
The first error of the day for the Aggies, and here is Taylor. She grounded out to second the first time up. Making an early indication here if Nebraska is able to take advantage of the error, whereas A&M has not on 2 miscues by Nebraska, is why the Huskers are the number 2 seed.
Yep.
Oh, the changeup. Nicely done on Taylor. 0-2.
Kind of weak swing by Taylor. She's more known as a slap hitter, Bill, and just trying to put the ball in play, but she never even had a chance on that one. Vining doing a nice job off speed in that baby. There's your slap.
Shot down the line. It is foul.
Wow, she stepped right into that thing and just pulled it. But did you see how she shortened up her stride, Bill, and just took that little step towards first and slapped right at it? But that was a heck of a line drive for just somebody that wanted to put the ball into play. Right there, steps into it and just turns on it. Lucky break for the Aggies. That was so close to being a fair ball over the bag.
First base umpire Dan Morrow made the call quickly, without hesitation. Little soft pop, and it is taken by Clam, and nicely done by Lisa.
What a great play. Yep. Well, that's such a nice athletic play by Clam. She's not doing anything to get hits for them, and I know she's so disappointed at the plate, but as long as she brings that leadership, look at that, back to the plate, battling it the whole way, use both her hand, offhand and glove hand to put that thing away, and may have just saved a run if they can get out of this thing.
Yeah, and didn't hesitate, because again, Nebraska on a similar situation, I believe it was last night against Oklahoma, scored a run on a play like that.
Yep.
And Clam didn't hesitate. She caught it, turned around, and was cocked and ready to fire in case OG was going to try to come in from third. Here's Lozano, drove in the first one of the game.
And once again, who would you love to have at the plate with a runner in scoring positions? It's this kid. She's got presence about her. You know what I mean, Bill? She's just got that toughness and that game face toughness that just makes her so dangerous, and she keeps delivering every single game.
Lozama with 12 home runs and 48 RBIs on the year after the one that she had in the first inning. One and one with one out, one on for Nebraska, and Jennifer Lozama at the plate. Double to right center last time. Oh, man. Popped that one to the parking lot on the left side this time.
You know what Rhonda will probably tell her, Bill, is don't be swinging at those balls. That was way too close. She's so strong. It's in on her fist, and she's able, like you said, send it up and over the berm into the parking lot. Boy, does she just uncoil. Wow, look at that. Huh?
One down, Kevin, one down.
With the Nomar Garcia Parra rituals as she steps into the batter's box. 1 and 2, one out.
Back at us.
I think part of Lozama's problem is she's not intense enough, though. What do you think, Ann? Take a look at that face. You know, she's just jacking around up there.
She's so casual.
Yeah. Put the fear in you.
I'll tell you what. You know, folks down Lincoln Way say she's just one of the greatest softball players to ever put on a uniform for Nebraska. Two-time All-American, does it all, steals bases, hits for power, hits to all fields. What a competitor.
1-2 to Lozama. Let's see if Vining can get her. Pops it, foul.
I'm telling you what, she is just an extra base hit waiting to happen.
Now, in the first inning, she held back just enough to take that ball.
Yep.
Of course, that ball's a little bit more out over the plate, but she didn't try to pull it here. She just a little bit ahead of it.
Now look at her eyes just right on that ball. And look at how her arms extend. Whips that bat up around after she gets finished with the full extension, though, Bill, and that's why when she gets a chance to turn or pull a ball, she's going to do it with those arms fully extended and with those hips just completely driving it, and that's why you see the left fielder just running like crazy trying to flag it down.
Amy Vining has been tagged for 4 hits, but only 1 run for Nebraska so far. 1 down here in the third. Lozama up with Fuente on deck. Over at third is OG, who reached on a 3-base error on a drop fly ball by Esters. As you look at Vining's numbers so far.
Hanging in there.
1-2.
Wow.
Got underneath it.
Yep.
Hayden coming on from left. Does not make the play. Runner comes in. She's safe. Nebraska leads 2-0.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, back-to-back. Just about back-to-back errors. They retired Taylor with a pop-up on a most difficult play. And then Hayden loses this one.
That is disaster, and she is just dying out there. Now you'll see Lozama gets under it, and she knows, gosh, darn it, I just missed that thing. And Hayden's got it. I mean, that's a hustle play coming in, but that's just a can of corn, Bill. And really kind of looked up at the last second, seeing where that runner was going to go. Absolutely nowhere if she makes the play. And boom, that's another Husker runner plated. And another error. That's costly.
You see Hayden talking to herself. I think part of the problem might have been communication on that play where no one called the other one off. And as a result, you get that, I got it, you got it, you look up, no one's got it.
Well, you always know that Hayden's the ball's in front of Hayden. That's hers to call.
Yeah. Catcher Collins, nice stop here to keep Lozama at second.
And that's just way too routine to let happen, Bill. They've practiced that a million times. They've been doing that since fall ball. That is routine. You cannot let that happen in a championship game.
2 critical errors, and Nebraska leads it 2-0 now. And here's Fuente with a 1-0. Shortstop makes the play. Got her. As Martin, that one literally ran right up her arm. She ended up making a pretty good play out of that. Fuentes retired. Lozama does advance to third. 2 outs.
Kind of that slow dribbler that gives Martin a little bit of trouble. I'll tell you, the freshman's got a gun on her, but you're not kidding. First base is thinking, yikes, I'm Angie Long, and I'm thinking, just hang on to the ball, baby. That was a big play by her at the first base corner.
Here's Amber Birches. She flied out to left to Hayden the first time up to end the first inning. We're in the third of the Big 12 title game. Right back at Vining. Burgess not much speed, and Vining, nice job to just knock it down, throw her out. But the defense lets the Aggies down. It's 2-0 Nebraska. We've played 3 in OKC.
They say it's an extreme sport, but it only begins there. It's a sport that pushes performance to the limits and beyond. That's why, when conditions lean to the extreme, winners stay cool with Phillips 66 Injects 2-cycle motor oil. It gives you maximum performance on race day and every day. To let the good times roar, choose Phillips 66 Injects for your 2-cycle engine.
Proof again that Phillips 66 is the performance company.
One copy, please.
What?
One copy, and if you don't mind, I'm in a bit of a hurry. I borrowed this from a friend.
Sir, there must be like 1,000,000 trillion pages here.
That's all right. I have cash.
The simple truth is, there's just no substitute for the real thing. Like the real Southwestern Bell Yellow Pages, the one with the yellow cover and the most complete information.
You're not doing those on white paper, are you?
OLN is your ticket to adventure to beautiful Italy. Just watch OLN's primetime coverage of the Giro d'Italia, May 13th through June 4th. Look for this ticket to adventure and the name of the city the grand prize winner will fly to. Enter at away.com, your destination for extraordinary travel. Or send a postcard with the answer, your name, address, and phone number to OLN's Ticket to Adventure Sweepstakes. P.O. Box 899, 106 Weymouth, Mass. 02189. Contest ends June 10. Watch OLN to win your ticket to adventure.
Everybody, everybody. Come on now. Pick it up right here. Job, Crystal.
Jo Evans a moment ago with her team coming off after literally giving Nebraska a second run. Telling her team better get after it. Top of 4. A&M, we were talking before the ball game. What did you ask her? Are you guys underdogs? You better as underdogs or favorite? And she said, well, I think underdogs because Missouri, I think they were considered the favorite last night. They get down 5-1. She said, I don't know if we want to spot them that many, though. And this Nebraska team, you're playing with fire. You start giving them runs.
Absolutely. You know, and also Jo was commenting on the fact that her club didn't seem as excited and hyper today as they did against Missouri last night, that perhaps reality of exactly what was kind of in front of them, this daunting task of winning the Big 12 championship, reality was starting to set in. And she was hoping that ignorance would be a little blissful today and that the kids wouldn't think too much about being in these uncharted waters.
Well, let's see if they can shed the jitters now, and the number 4 hitter, Esters, will lead things off. Tiffany got on by the Arab from Sir in the first inning. She'll be followed by Kelly Ferguson and then Lisa Clam. And we're set to go now as Voss
I'll tell you what, Voss has been impressive, so very impressive on the mound, has yet to give up a hit, and we're going to keep you posted on that.
A shot down the line, foul.
Tell you what, these hitters, if you make a little bit of a mistake and you lay it out in front of them and give them something to really pull and really get after, they're going to do it, even if they're struggling. This is the Big 12, and Bill, this is the kind of conference, aside from like the folks out west, this is one of the best conferences in the country, bar none, up and down. You make a mistake against these hitters, you'll pay.
Of course, everyone anticipating the NCAA selection show that will be tomorrow for the 48 teams to get into the NCAA tournament. Big 12 has averaged 5 teams in the tournament since the league started. And 12 times the conference has had a team reach the regional semifinals.
It's pretty impressive. I mean, this part of the country is known for softball. They've been loaded from the very beginning of AIAW play all the way up to NCAA. And that's where tradition really helps them when it comes to those seedings and just being selected.
If there's any question that these two teams are in, along with Oklahoma and Texas. Here's a shot to left and a base hit by Esters to lead things off on a 2-1 pitch. So Tiffany's aboard for the second time.
What a nice job by Esters. I mean, she comes into this tournament upping her average over the regular season, Big 12 regular season, and that time Voss just went after too many times. You see where she drives that ball? Her head was right down on that pitch, arms extended, pulled it perfectly. Voss made a little bit of a mistake, kept it up and over the plate, and Esters made her pay.
That'll bring up Kelly Ferguson, the DP. She's 0 for 1 on the ground out to Sir. Runner back. Lozama thinking maybe not. Covering there at first as Fuente was charging for the bunt.
I love when they throw down like that. Why not? If you're going to cheat, I'll nail you.
Burgess didn't hesitate, and Lozama, he's going to come a long way.
A couple of freshman catchers don't even play like it, just like savvy veterans behind the dish.
Here's the 1-0. Sir, the pickup, look to second, throws it away as it gets away from Lozama. Runners at first and third. So Texas A&M now with first and third and nobody out as Ferguson puts the bunt down, and that's the thing about the bunt.
Now watch Sir at third base. She fields it cleanly for a second, but just hesitates right there and then has to hurry it. And ooh, I thought Lozama was going to come up with a good play there, had to stretch, but an error all the way.
Yeah, the error is charged to Sir.
Yep. That's her second, too.
Third by the team. Coming in for Texas A&M, the pinch runner is Cheryl Fowler, a speedster freshman from Wiley, Texas. Fowler takes the place of Ferguson.
Here we go. Now things start to get interesting. No hitters gone. Shutout could be gone with the clutch hit by A&M.
Your attention now at first base for Texas A&M, number 15, Cheryl Fowler.
Announcement of Fowler. At third is Esters. And here was Lisa Clam.
Lisa Clam.
Now, if you'll notice, Clam is batting from the left-hand side of the plate, if you will. Very unusual for her, but she's been struggling so much at the plate this tournament. She decided that she sees the ball a little bit better from the left-hand side of the plate and has decided to go that way starting last night, late in that ball game against Missouri.
And Clam, a co-captain of this team, gets this one to the shortstop. Too late. Buckholz tried to hold the runner, which she did, but everybody's safe. There's just not much time to make a decision in this game. You hit the ball, you've almost got to give a glance before it gets to you.
But if you're Buckholz, you make the right play. This is something that she fielded cleanly, and you've got to make that forced play at second. But her eyes were darting around. She took the eyes off the play, and the second she bobbled that ball, well, then she's in big trouble. Don't even bother throwing to first.
Bases are now loaded as Rhonda Ravel comes out to visit. And this is when you've got to be glad that you've got the veteran Voss on the mound. That is the fourth error of the day, the second of the inning. They've got one base hit off of her. That came from Esters to start the inning, but thinking, my gosh, we're leading 2-0. Bases loaded, nobody out. I'm pitching fine, but we'll see how Voss wiggles out of this.
She's best under pressure. Keep that in mind, that Voss is a better pitcher when the heat is on. But she has got to be able to trust the people behind her, Bill. She's got to be able to trust that these folks can make fundamental plays. And this is a situation where she's got to get out of it, probably with a little help on her own.
Bases loaded for Crystal Martin, the shortstop. And Martin takes ball one. Esters at third.
Hey, sum up, you can drive here.
You're Joe Evans wanting something you can drive from Martin.
Voss needs to be very careful on pitch location here.
Play at the plate for one to first.
Yes,
double
sir.
Play! Nebraska answers with some defensive excellence after a couple of errors and put him in a jam.
Well, I'll tell you what, Sir just bailed herself out right there with that play, with a strong play, strong throw, catcher, boom. Burgess just saying, I'll get it down there in time. And you know what? That wasn't even too much of a bang-bang. They had that thing nailed down. What a nice turn by Burgess.
So the double play has Voss just a pitch away from preserving the shutout.
Wow, that's big.
Fowler advanced to third. Clam moved to second as Martin was retired and Esters retired at the plate.
Now, we've got Jamie Smith at the plate, Bill, and this was the gal that hit that big, huge 2-run triple against Mizzou last night to break out of her slump. Can the momentum continue?
Boy, big play right
Wow.
here. If A&M can't get anything out of a bases-loaded, no-out deal, and Nebraska escapes, big momentum swing to the Huskers. To third, Sir. Everything's been chancy for her today, but she survives this one. And
Chew if you're Nebraska.
Oh, Nebraska gets out of it, still leading 2-0.
Big Mac and the Cards wrecking crew are terrorizing pitchers. Scott Brolin and the Phillies unleash their young guns. Cards Phillies, Baseball Thursday on Fox Sports Net. Join Matt Vasgersian and Lisa Guerrero on Sports Geniuses. We are a multimedia machine. It's the new nightly game show that tests your sports IQ. The finest coffee in all of game show land. Sports Geniuses, weeknights at 6 and 11 on Fox Sports Net.
Do you know what you get with the Movie Channel marathons?
I observe things.
What don't you get? Every single day we got a bunch of movies with something in common, usually something weird.
You want to keep it?
Richard Fonda's greed, Jim Carrey's curiosity, and Jessica Lange's nuttiness can threaten even the best laid plans.
I know that sounds hormonal.
The Movie Channel marathons. Every day something different, the way it should be.
Good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
The Grapevine. Experience a relaxing bistro atmosphere. The Grapevine. Fresh, made-to-order salads. Caesar, chicken Caesar and Greek, stacked high with all the extras. The Grapevine. Home of the world-famous twice-baked potato. Homemade quiches and croissants. Light and delicious. Or feast on a fresh fruit plate. Desserts, homemade fresh daily like low-fat cherry cheesecake and chocolate mousse. The Grapevine. For lunch and dinner, an oasis in today's fast-paced world. The Grapevine.
The dangers of team hazing, Sunday at 7.
I want the ball. Darn it. Give it to me. Let's make the play. We're getting nice, easy ground balls. Let's make the play. You got to have something in your heart, something in your gut. Let's get this done. Get this done. Let's not have another inning like that. That is not Husker ball. You play like the champions that you're going to be in about a few innings. Let's get some more runs now. Yeah.
That was an order. Let's see if they listen to Coach Ravel here.
I would.
Taking the sweater off and said, let's get after it. All right. We really appreciate the coaches that we checked with all of them beforehand about being willing to be mic'd.
Yep.
It's great for you at home. It's wonderful for us. It's not easy for the coaches because, and they all have been very cooperative about that. It's added a lot of fun to the show here. It's nice to really know what's going on in there.
It is. It's great. And Rhonda taking off the sweater had to do a little adjusting in terms of getting everything in order. But Mike is up, ready to go to our benefit, as you mentioned.
Here's Jennifer Williams leading off the fourth for Nebraska. Well, we suspected that if Nebraska got out of that it carried a little momentum. Let's see if they take advantage of it here against Amy Vining.
Well, that last inning took a while, and it's a warm day here, but Vining may take a few pitches to just get that rhythm back.
2-0 coming up to Williams to lead it off. Shot down the line, hit the dust. No!
Wow.
Foul ball, according to Phil Grom.
I'll tell you, yeah, Rhonda's coach is shaking her head a little bit.
Let's just see.
Can't really tell from here, can we, Bill? Nope. It had already hit at that point.
I mean, he was literally right there. But sometimes being right there is not the best
That's
angle.
exactly right. Yep.
He had to look almost straight down.
Well, he was
and
moving.
Dance out of the way himself. He had to show his athleticism.
Yeah, dancing. I like that.
2-2 now to Williams to lead it off in the fourth. Huskers have gotten solo runs in the first and the third. It has not been championship defense today. We've got more errors than hits in the game, with The Aggies making 2, Nebraska 4. What's most amazing, Nebraska making 4 errors, but still leading 2-0.
Here we go, Dub.
3-2. Williams steps out for a second as Coach Evans looks on.
Big pitch for Vining. Last thing she wants to do when they're down 2 squad is give up a leadoff walk. Make them earn it.
Pops up the full count pitch.
It's just an adventure. Everything hit anywhere is just an adventure.
Jamie Smith made the play. Crystal Martin, a nice slide. Hopefully she's okay.
Cleats got caught a little bit on that gravel, though, as she slid underneath the play to see if Jamie missed it. She was going to try to grab it on the bobble. I think her cleats caught a little bit. And remember, we're talking about some banged up knees to begin with.
Yeah.
Martin, a freshman out of Sam Houston High School in Arlington, Texas. Here's a just lost her footing and came in, and Smith was fortunate to make the play.
Yeah, she really was. Now you watch everything right now. Who's calling it? Who's calling it? See right there where the knees got caught up from underneath her. She's diving and then goes into her own player. She's okay, but
I gotta wonder, Ann, though, that she looked like she was fully intent on making that play.
Well,
and that play, if it floats a little deeper, is definitely the shortstop's ball. She has the better angle, but in that case, I don't know if there's not a big crowd here today, and I don't know if Smith was yelling or not for it.
I think you're bringing up the good point that you had brought up a couple of innings ago, and that's the communication factor here. There is not a crowd factor. You are yelling and screaming to your teammates the whole entire way, and who has the best angle is the one screaming the loudest.
Well, they check out Martin. We want you to check out the National Sports Report at 10 and 12. It's nightly, the all-new National Sports Report, the show that gives you a complete wrap-up of all the day's sports news with all the NBA and NHL playoff action, Major League Baseball. You can get it all and get up to speed on the National Sports Report nightly at 10 and 12 on Fox Sports Net. Bill Land along with Ann Schatz here in Oklahoma City at the Porter Hall of Fame Stadium. Big 12 title game. Nebraska with a 2-0 lead. We're in the bottom of the 4th. The Huskers at the plate. And there's one down for Lee Sir. Williams retired on the pop foul. Sir singled to center back in the 2nd inning. That's a dead ball foul, and Nebraska today has left 3 runners, 1 in each inning on base. The other side, Texas A&M, has left 5, including 2 each in the 1st and the 4th innings. And 6 errors we've had. Dubious Big 12 championship game record.
Nobody wants to own that one.
No. But if you win the game, you won't care at all. Back to the pitcher, Vining. Bang, bang at first, and Clam covering, and they got her. Sir's retired for the 2nd out.
That was awfully, awfully close. Sir gets down the line well. Really laid down a beautiful bunt. Vining had a hard time charging off the mound. She's not the most mobile player in the world, but she really put, you talk about a fastball. Ooh, I don't know about that call, Bill. I'm going to go with the tie goes to the runner theory. Yikes.
Jill Baker. Baker pops it foul on the first pitch. She singled to center in the 2nd inning.
She's got that kind of odd slap hitter stance at the plate, Bill, where she's already diving towards first base, taking a running step, if you will, just trying to get the bat on the ball. She's going to say, try to get me. I'm fast. I'm too fast for you. Running into the pitch. And Vining needs to just be very, very focused. And of course, Collins is going to help her do that with just her glove placement. And Vining just needs to hit her locations and not worrying about the fact that Baker here is running towards first as she's even swinging the bat. Now watch this.
Lays it down. 3rd baseman makes the play. Nice job to call off Vining as Smith's throw is right on target. And a 1-2-3 inning. That's the first as Vining shuts down the Huskers.
You know, ideas and inventions come from people in all walks of life. Do you have an idea for a new product or invention? If so, Invention Submission Corporation has information to help you get started. ISC is America's largest inventor service firm. Call now and learn how to submit your idea to companies through ISC's data bank and apply for a patent. Even if your idea is just to improve an existing product, call for ISC's free information.
For your free inventor's information, call 1-877-391-IDEA.
Here's a way to help your business with no risk at all. Just call for your free trial version of QuickBooks Pro, America's #1 best-selling small business accounting software, from the makers of Quicken, so you know it's easy to use. Want to write a check? You just start typing, and QuickBooks Pro fills in the rest. It shows you how much money you're owed and who owes it. It even prints invoices with your company logo. Call for your free QuickBooks Pro trial version now. There's no bill, no hassle, no risk. You can't do better than that.
It's the fastest growing sport in the country. A sport defined by performance, determination, and teamwork. The pros know when conditions lean to the extreme, you gotta go with the performer. And the 66 team is driven to perform. To protect your engine start to finish, drive with Phillips 66 Trop Arctic Premium Quality Motor Oil.
Proof again that Phillips 66 is the performance company.
Looking from the berm as Texas A&M trailing 2-0. We go to the top of the 5th inning here in Oklahoma City. Fox Sports Net bringing you the Big 12 title game. And it's 9-1-2 batting order wise for Texas A&M. Angie Shetler, the center fielder, to lead it off. She's a transfer from Friendswood, Texas. Started Stephen F. Austin and Nacogdoches and then went to Blinn Junior College where she hit over 400 as a sophomore and a junior college All-American. And Shetler reached on an error against Voss back in the 3rd. Kind of a second leadoff hitter almost for Joe Evans because she's got the speed. She can make things happen when she gets on base. And certainly the Aggies, I mean, forget everything except for the scoring column. It's 2-0. They're right in the base for the softball game, even though it hadn't been a well-played game.
Yeah, they figure, as Coach Joe was saying, we're close to busting it open.
On the corner, just off as Voss misses for ball 1. Shetler will be followed by Angie Long and Holly Hayden. Voss, long time looking in, and Shetler steps out. Will reset.
Shetler kind of started that game. She was the one that was taking forever in that box, playing with the dirt and whatnot, and I think Voss was giving her a little payback. Base hit.
Over Lozama's head to right field. No throw at first, and Shetler is 1 for 2 and on base again.
I'll tell you, Kim Oji in right field had a notion. She loves more than anything in the world to charge that single to right field and nail somebody at first, and she's done it on more than one occasion. Good piece of hitting there, though, I'll tell you that.
Shetler at first, and that's to the top of the order for Texas A&M now as Angie Long, who's grounded out and reached on a fielder's choice. Strike 1.
Boy, Voss really came hard on that one. She really put a little pop on that ball. Put it down right where Burgess wanted it. That was the outside corner. Everybody expecting the bunt from Long. Perfect pitch.
The 0-1. Missed here.
Ooh. Same spot. That's what I heard somebody cry. I think it was pretty accurate. Must have been, yeah, it was Rhonda.
Surprise, surprise.
Yeah.
Jenny, you stay in your game!
That's a pitcher for you. Wanting every one of them.
Ball put down foul. 1-2. Leadoff hitter got aboard. Shetler returns to first. Angie Long will step back in. Burgess the catcher. And Jenny Voss on the mound, 2-1 in the tournament. And Voss looking for victory number 21 on the year. Leanne Walker also a 20-win season at 20-5. Voss entering this game 20-9. To Lozama. Did she get the runner? No.
What's he going to call?
Runner is safe.
Okay.
I had to check and see if they're going to call her out of the baseline or not. He actually showed a little bit of an elbow in the umpire.
That's an absolute right call, though, Bill.
Yep. So Shetler advances, and a ground out for Long, 4-3.
Lozama did a little Ole. Great job running the bases right there. I'll tell you, Shetler did a nice job high-stepping that baby and getting out of Lozama's tag. Lozama didn't make a peep, though, Bill. She did not argue one single bit. She knew that was the right call as well.
First pitch outside to Holly Hayden. Well, Lozama, one of 4 Nebraska players named to the first team All Big 12 club. Here's one of the reasons why.
Watch this, though, by Shetler. Oop, right over. I mean, that's your steeplechase move right there, pal. That was just a great job of running the bases.
It was actually Lozama that brought the elbow up a little bit.
That's cool. They're competitive. Yeah. They're competitive. You betcha.
Lozama and Fuente at-large picks on the first team all-conference. Leanne Walker, a first-team pitcher, and Jenny Voss, an at-large pick for the first team all-conference for the University of Nebraska. For A&M, only Selena Collins, their catcher, an at-large first-team selection. Went for it, and the strike.
Just FYI, just in case Hayden roughs up Voss a little bit, if they do have something, Walker is warming up for the Huskers through that brilliant game against Oklahoma, but you know she wants to go again.
1-2, 1 out. 2-0 Nebraska. A&M with a runner in scoring position, though. Shetler. And the hitter Hayden wants a little time. Oklahoma dominated the all-conference team, as you might expect, as you look out at Walker staying loose after the victory over the Sooners. It eliminated OU earlier today.
She was awesome.
Here's the 1-2. Missed. Oklahoma had the player of the year in Lisa Carey. She proved up to that task, hitting 4 home runs in the tournament. Newcomer of the year in Andrea Davis. The coach of the year in Patty Gasso. And the freshman of the year honor went to Texas, Lindsey Gardner, their fine second baseman. 2-2. Can the Aggies make something happen? It's getting a little bit late. We're in the 5th. Inside, and we'll go to a full count now for Holly Hayden. Three-two, 1 out. Hayden the hitter, the number 2 hitter in the order. Collins is on deck for the Aggies. Slaps it to third, fair ball. Throw low and picked up by Fuente.
Wow. That's just a great scoop by Jamie. Maybe she's struggling at the plate, but the fact that she just scooped that one hopper up, and that was a nasty hop, it just saved Nebraska's poorest defense right now. Slap, getting that great jump. Serves a little gun shy at third, and Fuente bails her out.
Sir has had, I believe, 7 assists today. So when you're not, and she's not having a great day,
right.
She's having a bad day.
And you know how that goes.
It finds you, doesn't it?
Yep.
You just know the next one's going to keep coming. But she's battling and hanging in there, and you got to tip your cap to her for that as Selena Collins steps in.
Selena's had some chances to get some runs plated for A&M. This would be a perfect time for her to break out of a little one-game mini slump, Bill.
Struck out and grounded out. 2 outs here. Got the inside part of the plate. They'll even up, 1-1. Joe Evans looks on, like a little action down there at third. 1-1, 2 outs. Quickly, Burgess fires down to Lozama, but no problem for Shetler to get back to the base.
Voss mixes it up so well against the freshman. First pitch, way inside. Then she'll go outside. She's just moving that plate all over the place and making Collins think an awful lot. Where is she coming? Where is she coming?
Got by Voss up the middle. Here comes Shetler, the throw. They'll go to second base, and the Aggies are on the board.
That is so clutch. Voss left that pitch right hanging, and I mean hanging over the plate, and Collins did what good hitters do, and that's go up the middle because she wasn't able to drive it. Fooled just a little bit, but enough power on that baby to get it through the infield. Nice piece of hitting by the freshman.
Collins, her 38th RBI of the year to lead A&M.
That's got to feel good. Little seeing eye single right up the gut. Gets A&M on the board and makes this anybody's ball game now.
2-1. And here is Esters. She led off the last inning with a single. The first hit of the game for Texas A&M. Collins getting the third base hit of the day for the Aggs.
Last at bat was a good one for Esters. Hit the ball hard. Sipple going out for a little mound conference, joined by Burgess on the hill. Maybe that's just to talk, or maybe it's to give Leanne Walker a little bit more time to get warm.
You really got to give A&M some credit here, though. They had the bases loaded, nobody out last inning, and didn't score. Does Nebraska use that for momentum? Not with Vining. Vining gets her first 1-2-3 inning, and now Nebraska comes back, or their A&M comes back and answers and gets a run in.
Well, I'll tell you, Leanne Walker, if they call on her, Nebraska, they know they're going to get a good one who was red hot from this morning. But Jenny Voss is also that kind of competitor, Bill, who wants to finish what she started. And if she can get out of this inning, because there are 2 down, she's going to put a whole earful into Sipple saying, man, come on, I started this thing. This is my championship game.
Voss, her 28th start, she has had 19 complete games this year. Today, 4 2/3 with 3 hits. Only Nebraska's made 4 errors, and whereas those errors haven't hurt them yet, those are still pitches being added up and adds to the stress.
That's right.
Of having to pitch under pressure. She hasn't had easy innings because of that.
Exactly, because she knows her bread and butter is putting the ball into play and letting her defense help out. If the D isn't there, it's in her head.
The 2-0. And now 3-0 as A&M with Collins aboard. Her perfect pitch. Esters will be looking for that. 2-1 Huskers over A&M.
3-0 count. Interesting to see what Esters will do. Look at it. That's what she's going to do.
Yeah.
And that's smart. That's, percentage softball right there. Make Voss come in with something, money. But now, if I'm Esters, I'm swinging away.
(3-1) coming up to Tiffany Esters, the right fielder.
Oh, got under it, Bill.
Yep, made good contact, but lifts it to left, and it's taken out there by Jill Baker. Aggies do get on the board with an RBI from Collins. It's 2-1.
Life is challenging.
I am strong. Win
Or lose.
Everyone play. We're ready.
We're ready. Yeah, we're ready.
Hello, honey. Yeah, you wrote down chips, and there's a lot of them. Okay, I don't see 2%, but I see there's red. Do you want crunchy or smooth? Ultra dry or super dry, or, well, she just took the last one.
The simple truth is, you need all the airtime you can get. That's why Southwestern Bell has flexible plans that let you talk longer than ever.
Paper or plastic? Honey, last one I swear. I'm just... She hung up.
Come on, we'll be late.
Ready in a minute.
A minute? Okay.
Introducing Jet Wet, the world's fastest, wettest, high-gloss tire shine. Why struggle with messy liquid or hand-applied products? Look, no wiping. It's streak-free, and Jet Wet lasts for weeks. Amazing. Less than 60 seconds, and you're done.
Hey, right on time.
Very nice.
Well, Thank you.
I meant the tires.
Jet Wet, because wetter is better.
For the Aggies in the top of the fifth inning, 1 run on 2 in.
Hey, way to get a run out there. Nice job, Aggs. Way to be on shot. You're on fire, 2-4. Nice job, C. Hey, that's way to get one back.
Coach Joe Evans talking about her club getting that 1 run back in the 5th inning to make it a 2-1 game, and the 2-4 she referred to was Angie Shetler, who started all off with a single and then eventually scored the run. Now they take a seat in the bench area as it's Nebraska with Amanda Buchholz leading things off. She fouled out back in the 2nd inning. She's the number 9 hitter in Coach Rhonda Revell's order. Ball 1 should be followed by Kim Oji and then Ginger Taylor. Amy Vining scattered 4 hits to allow 2 runs.
Vining's just been so solid. You know, she just doesn't overpower anybody, but she's solid, and that's tough with the sun. Wow.
Esters makes the play.
You know,
and there's 1 down.
You're right about just battling out there. Esters just looks a little bit uncomfortable, even with the visor. That's just a tough play.
It is the Sunfield.
Yep.
Going Deep comes your way tomorrow at 7 p.m. on Fox Sports Net. An investigative report. Going Deep asks, has hazing crossed a dangerous line on campus in college athletics? Going Deep with Chris Myers tomorrow at 7 p.m. on Fox Sports Net. Here's Oji. Ball 1. Scored both runs today for the Nebraska Cornhuskers. Singled the lead off the first. Came around on Lozama's RBI double and then reached on an error to Esters last time. This one, short right center, coming on all the way was Shetler. And there's 2 down, and Vining is now retired 7 in a row.
That's what I mean about Vining. She's kind of, you know, she deceives you a little bit, Bill. She doesn't overpower you. You're thinking at the plate, I can nick this gal. I can hit her. If she comes at me, I'm going to give her my best shot. But before you know it, you're sitting on the bench again because she moves her pitches around so well, and she is so disciplined at the plate. She puts the ball where Collins wants it. It's pretty simple.
Yeah, how many of Nebraska's hits or just balls put in play have really been tattooed?
Exactly.
It hasn't been much.
A lot of times when she makes a mistake, they've been able to pull that ball foul, and she hasn't been roughed up too much. But you're right, the errors have killed A&M, not huge Nebraska bats.
Even Lozama's RBI double was a testament to her hitting ability to hold up and make something of it.
That's
the balls
exactly
she hit
right.
hard were foul balls.
Yes, and the one that she drove to the gap was up a little bit on the off speed, and as you said, Lozama was disciplined enough to wait and wait and wait and just literally muscle it to that gap.
Taylor with a 1-1 now and 2 down, trying to get something going for the Huskers, and does.
There it
There's
is.
a shot down the right field line, and getting in front of it is Esters. And Taylor's aboard with her first hit.
Well,
That'll
I'll
bring
tell
up
you,
Lozama.
she spanked that one, didn't she?
Yeah. Nice drive to right field as Esters making sure it doesn't get by her in any form.
Do whatever you got to do.
Yeah. Don't worry about being pretty here.
Lozama, every time she comes up to the plate today, this championship game, Bill, there's someone on base for her. Nebraska's hitters before Lozama doing a good job setting the table for their best on-base hitter. She gets on base a lot. She's got great slugging percentage. They're setting the table nicely for her.
Lozama.
Wow.
Hits this one hard, and I think she got it on the handle.
She really did. And again, do you see how strong she is? She gets fooled, she gets jammed, and she's still strong enough to make the outfielders know we better be cutting off angles and be on our horse. That's how strong she is. That's what a good hitter she is.
She's had enough injuries to qualify for the MASH unit. Rhonda Revell of her career said she said, I don't think I've coached a tougher player and will fight through about anything. And Lozama, that partially torn hamstring is not a quick return type injury.
Heck no.
But
And
she looks like,
she looks great.
Yeah, everything's been fine.
And Bill, you know, as an athlete, you know, with the hammies, the way you really rehab those things is to stay off them. But Lozama, are you going to tell Lozama she's not going to play? I mean, no way. She'll rehab, and then once she's back in the lineup, she's not going down.
1-1 with 2 out. Let's see what Lozama comes up with here against Vining. Another base hit. A rope to left. And there's 2 on with 2 out now as Lozama's 2 for 3 for the day. Or for this game. Lozama was 1 for 2 earlier today. And the victory over Oklahoma, another look at it.
Eyes right down, arms extended, the little whipsaw at the end, and she just drives that thing. She's got that quirky little stance where she really steps into the pitch. So anytime a pitcher gets that ball up and around her eyes, you can forget about it.
Jennifer 6 for 13 in the tournament now.
Wow.
6 for 14, I beg your pardon.
I want Lozama and Carey on my team, okay?
Yeah.
You can have whoever you want. I want those 2 guys, all right?
It's a pretty good start.
That ain't bad. Thank you very much. I had first dibs. It's my idea.
Of course, Lisa Carey from Oklahoma, who hit 4 homers in the tournament earlier. Well, with 2 down, Fuente with an 0-1 count. Jamie is lined out and grounded out. Line to left, grounded to short. Vining misses here. It's 1-1.
You're coming right now!
Nebraska would love to answer here after A&M scratched out a run in the last half inning. It's 2-1 Huskers. We're in the bottom of the 5th, Big 12 championship game.
Fuente needs to just be disciplined, stay patient, look for something to drive. There it is. Ah, just got under it.
Shortstop calls and makes the play as Crystal Martin takes care of it. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, but still a 2-1 lead for the Huskers.
2 sides, 1 goal. MLS Powers. The title in their sights. An inevitable collision. Kobe Jones of the Galaxy. Jason Price and the Burn. A battle to be the best. The Galaxy face the Burn tonight at 7:30 on Fox Sports Net.
Say goodbye to boring luxury cars. It's Pontiac Bonneville driving excitement at Lawrence Marshall Pontiac Buick GMC. The Bonneville is luxury with an attitude. And every Bonneville in our huge Pontiac inventory has our low Marshall discount price every single day. Take it from Ray Childress. See the Pontiac Bonneville at Aggie owned and operated Marshall Pontiac Buick GMC in Bryan, College Station.
Connection. Get the whole picture.
Hockey and hoops hysteria. NHL and NBA playoff coverage tonight.
Have fun out there, enjoy each other. Have fun out there and enjoy each other, okay? Talk, do what you do when you enjoy each other the most. You chat, you talk, you get it done. Here we go. Here we go.
Of course you enjoy yourself, all right? It's only the top of the 6th, Big 12 championship game. But Rhonda Revelle, it's kind of interesting. You see, I think one of the reasons why she's been so successful, Lan, and that when her team needed to be jumped on, she jumped on them. And now it's like, all right, we still got the lead. We're all right here. Let's go out. Let's not get too tense. We got a couple more innings to put this one away.
That's what you do with the family. You know, you call people to the carpet when you're supposed to, and you encourage them all the other times as well. And that's kind of what Revelle tries to create with Nebraska softball, and that's kind of a family atmosphere. And I think you're right, Bill. Get on them when they make a mistake, but be the first ones to give them a big hug and say, get out there and have a good time.
Huskers lead at 2-1. Top of the 6th, Kelly Ferguson, the DP, steps in. Followed by Lisa Clam and then Crystal Martin for Texas A&M, down a run. Got on the board for the first time last inning. And Jenny Voss starts off with ball 1. Missed outside, 2-0 to Clam.
Now is when you want your defense to relax more than ever. You want Sir at the hot corner to be thinking, go ahead and lay down the bunt. This time I'll get you, unlike last time. You want your defense to be playing relaxed and loose and saying, I challenge you to hit the ball at me, because it's a 2-1 game, and now mistakes are magnified.
Ferguson pops it up and retired by OG. No easy outs out there. That's one down. Now Clam will come to the plate. Beg your pardon there. As Ferguson is retired for the opening out in the 6th. They'll bring up Clam, who was grounded out and reached on an error.
How do I get that first out? Here we go, Red!
Clam, the only player for A&M to start every game this year. She was the high school player of the year her senior year in Texas. Boy, she has shown us some of her ability, even though she doesn't have a hit yet in this game. We've seen some fine defense from her.
And again, we'll re-emphasize the fact that because of the fact that Clam has been struggling at the plate, she has opted just the last 5 times at bat, including last night, to hit from the left side of the plate. Nebraska needs to understand that and recognize that.
Clam taps
She's
this
fast.
Got her. You know who it went to. Sir.
Yep.
And the 5-3 put out the second one of the inning.
Voss gave her an extra special high five on that one. Clam just trying to put the ball into play. She was able to do that. She's awfully quick, but just couldn't get that last foot down in time, and Sir gunned her out nicely.
Now, Clam last year at 348 was a second-team all-conference pick as a freshman. Just had trouble getting it going this year offensively compared to that. And an easy inning for Voss as a twister hit that time by Martin, and Fuente takes care of her. It's still 2-1 Nebraska.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
You know, ideas and inventions come from people in all walks of life. Do you have an idea for a new product or invention? If so, Invention Submission Corporation has information to help you get started. ISC is America's largest inventor service firm. Call now and learn how to submit your idea to companies through ISC's data bank and apply for a patent. Even if your idea is just to improve an existing product, call for ISC's free information.
For your free inventor's information, call 1-877-391-IDEA.
In anticipation of your wild success as a Wall Street Journal reader, how to continue challenging yourself. Don't slack off after early success. Set new goals. Bring electricity to a remote island. A tip on being madly successful from the Wall Street Journal, full of insight on making it big. Subscribe to the Journal for just 57 cents a day for 13 weeks, 25% off the regular rate. The Wall Street Journal. Call 800-348-4400. That's 800-348-4400.
Nebraska with a 1-run lead as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Got a great show for you to watch if you haven't already seen it. How well do you know your sports? Well, we'll put you to the test on the Sports Geniuses. Be sure to tune in. It's weeknights at 6 and 11. You can even play it laying down. The new nightly sports game show on Fox Sports Net, weeknights at 6 and 11, Sports Geniuses. Bill and Shots with you here in Oklahoma City. It is Burgess, Williams, and Sir due up for the Huskers. Vining back on the mound for A&M. And the first pitch, ball 1 to Amber Burgess, who is flied out and grounded out. Well, we mentioned the winner of this game gets the automatic berth into the NCAA tournament. The selection committee will make the announcement on Sunday night for the 48-team field. This one popped up. Vining makes a play for 1 down. And I think everyone is fairly certain that both these teams will get in, along with Oklahoma and Texas. Then you talk about Oklahoma State at 33 and 22, but ranked almost virtually the entire season. Stubbed its toe a little bit with a couple of losses here in the tournament. But Missouri built its case by winning 4 of its last 6, finishes 34 and 27. And those losses came to A&M right here in the title now, and of course number 4 Oklahoma, and they had them down early. So they've got a legitimate shot to get 6 clubs in.
Well, they've done it before, and this is such a great conference. I think you're right.
High fly ball to center field. Shetler is there as Williams is out for the second out of the inning. And the other thing, if you look at in Division I, the Midwest region, the top 6 teams in the region rankings are Oklahoma, Nebraska, Texas, A&M, Missouri, and Oklahoma State. So a lot of reason to believe that the Big 12 should get 6 teams into the tournament. And they've had previously some great success in the NCAAs. World Series, of course, will be right here in 2 weeks. Here's Lee Surr. She pops it to center. Shetler makes it an easy, I mean easy, quick 1-2-3 inning for Vining and the Aggies. Will they react? Stay with us.
I believe right here.
The simple truth is, there's just no substitute for the real thing. Like the real Southwestern Bell Yellow Pages, the one with the yellow cover and the most complete information.
Fred? They say it's an extreme sport, but it only begins there. It's a sport that pushes performance to the limits and beyond. That's why, when conditions lean to the extreme, winners stay cool with Phillips 66 Injects 2-cycle motor oil. It gives you maximum performance on race day and every day. To let the good times roar, choose Phillips 66 Injects for your 2-cycle engine.
Proof again that Phillips 66 is the performance company.
Who makes the finest tools in the lawn care business? Echo, of course. Make spring cleanup chores easy with Echo's full chainsaw line. Make quick work of tilling beds and gardens with the easy starting cultivator. For the professional look, use the top-rated Echo blower line. Or use the shred and vac for easy disposal. Echo. Now you can use the same tools the pros use. Available at...
You gotta believe in us. We can get it done. Let's go. You got it. 1, 2, 3. Go, Eds. V. V, that's a great job. Can't ask for more than that. That's a great job.
Joe Evans.
Hey, every one of you. Here we go.
Congratulating Vining on a nicely pitched ball game, hoping she either has more.
Yep.
And let's see what happens here. We move to the top of the 7th inning. It's the last opportunity for the Aggies. They're down a run as Evans goes to the third base box. She'll have 8, 9, and 1 in the order. Might see some pinch hitting here. We'll keep you praised of that. Smith to lead it off. Jamie has grounded out twice to the third baseman, Sir. Strike 1 from Voss. Smith will be followed by Shetler, and then the top of the order, Angie Long.
Somebody's got to step up for A&M. Somebody's just got to say, I'll be the one. Late called strike on that one. Boy, that seemed outside, and Jamie Smith is not happy about it at all. Walks up the line a little bit, but she's in a hole, and a big one.
Jenny Voss with an 0-2 situation here to Smith. Voss trying to cap off a terrific senior season with a Big 12 tournament championship. Rhonda Ravel saw her club win here in '98, lose last year to Texas, and would like to carry the momentum of a tournament title into the NCAAs. Nebraska, they got beat up early. Their schedule was just unbelievably rugged. They had all the injuries. They go 13 and 15. But in that span, they played a number of nationally ranked teams, and it has paid off down the stretch for them.
Makes you tournament tested, that's for sure. I mean, they're playing the likes of top-ranked Washington and Arizona, and they play those tough schools out west, and it shows them what they have, and they turn it around once the Big 12 started.
Strike three, one down.
Wow, that's big, Voss. That is big, Jenny Voss.
And Nebraska, in losing 15 of its first 28, went 3-9 against ranked teams, but it's paid off as Voss fires here.
Nebraska's season has truly been one of two seasons, as you mentioned. Once they were able to shake off that first little bit of a doldrum, they just went nuts. Their ERA came way, way down. Their batting average and all their run production went way, way up, and that's why they're here today.
Third strikeout of the day for Voss. First since the third inning. Got the corner here. It's 0-1 to Angie Shetler. Now Shetler started things back in the 5th inning with a single to right and scored the only run for the Aggies. A&M, the number 4 seed after tying in the regular season with Oklahoma State. Trying to come back one more time, but Voss looking pretty stout right now.
Yeah, she is, but that was nice by Shetler not to get into that 0-2 hole and lay off that high step. It was up on her eyeballs. They know she's going to come up top once in a while. Nice job laying off that 1-1. Advantage, I would say, right now has got to go to Shetler in terms of being aggressive right here, right now, Bill.
7th inning. Got the corner again, and boy, Voss has really painted that black today.
You're not kidding, and give a lot of credit to Burgess behind the plate. She's setting up Voss exactly where she wants him. They've studied these hitters for so long, Bill. They know their weak spots, and they don't want Shetler to extend and drive, so they're dealing her up outside.
1-2 with 1 out.
Kid does such a nice job behind the plate.
Amber Burgess. Ball 2. Burgess, a freshman from Littleton, Colorado.
Went to Columbine High School.
Yeah, been through so much with that tragedy, and a fine person, go along with a heck of a softball player. 2-2, 1 out. Voss to Shetler. Didn't get it this time, and good discipline by Shetler to stay away from it.
Yeah, you see how Burgess tried to bring that glove back in to give the ump something to think about? That's what veterans do. She's going to be something. She's got national team experience with the USA Blue Team. She knows what it takes to get it done in big arenas. And